None of us would have wanted to see the scenes we saw at the end of yesterday's events. Worth saying, of course, I fully understand the strength of feeling, I think, as a woman, and hearing from people about their experiences in the past and what they feel about what happened to Sarah and what has been going on. I understand why so many people wanted to come and pay their respects and kind of make a statement about this. Indeed, if it had been lawful, I'd have been there. I'd have been at a vigil. 6 hours of yesterday was really calm and peaceful. Very few police officers around, respectful, people laying flowers, not gathering, and a vigil that did not breach the regulations. Unfortunately, later on, we had a really big crowd that gathered, lots of speeches, and quite rightly, as far as I can see, my team felt this is now an unlawful gathering, which poses a considerable risk to people's health, according to the regulations. A really invidious position for my officers to find themselves in, but they then moved to try to explain to people, to engage with people, to get people to disperse from this unlawful gathering, and many, many, many people did. Unfortunately, a small minority did not.
It's these scenes of police clashing with women at a vigil that have sparked outrage. The image of a woman protesting violence being dragged away in handcuffs has led to widespread criticism of the force. 3 others were also arrested.
Shame on you!
More than 1,000 people gathered at a park close to where Sarah Everard was last seen, despite the police banning a planned event because of COVID restrictions. There was another protest outside police headquarters, many calling for the police commissioner, the first woman to hold the job, to resign. She is refusing to.
There are a million ways that could have been organised, but the police put their foot down before they put their boot in, and at every stage they made the wrong call.
The Mayor of London wants an independent investigation. Sarah Everard disappeared, walking home from a friend's house on March 3rd. Police officer Wayne Cousins has been charged with kidnapping and murder. At the Growing Memorial today, grief was mixed with anger.
They think that they have the right to dictate how we mourn and how we react.
Some of the women shared their own stories and daily concern for safety.
It could have been me, or it could have been my friends, or it could have been my loved ones so easily. And just to carry that fear around with you every day, it just weighs you down.
And that's what many see in the image of Everard, a 33-year-old marketing executive killed just walking home.
Killed while walking home. The global outcry after a British woman is murdered and a police officer is charged with her death. We begin tonight in the United Kingdom, where pressure is mounting on London's police commissioner to resign. Her officers are being criticized for the way they treated people attending a vigil for Sarah Everard. The 33-year-old was kidnapped and killed earlier this month. The man accused of the crime is a Metropolitan Police officer. She was just walking home, and those words have become a battle cry for many women who are sharing their own stories. As Ross Lord explains, Everard's death has sparked anger across the UK and here in Canada.
At a time of growing questions about policing in the Western world, this is a public relations disaster. Protesters in London outraged not only that a police officer allegedly killed Sarah Everard as she was walking home at night, but also at police aggression against people mourning her death. Police removed women from the vigil honoring Everard, leading some away in handcuffs while being accused of betrayal. Online, hashtags like "she was just walking home" are resonating around the world, with women who felt fear all of their lives about walking alone at night.
The simple, universal act of walking somewhere, and home especially, to go hopefully to a safe environment, and that you can be murdered simply because you're female, for no other reason.
Danielle Jack from BC's Mamalikala First Nation led a march this weekend honoring missing and murdered Indigenous women. She's had her own horrific experiences.
When I was 12, I was abducted, brutally raped and beaten, and stripped naked and left in a ditch.
In the UK, advocates note the number of women murdered by men is at an all-time high. Compounding the despair is the fact Everard's alleged killer is Metropolitan Police Constable Wayne Cousins, whose main job was patrolling diplomatic buildings. The way police handled the vigil is being criticized, some calling it an unthinkable insult. Police said they were simply enforcing COVID rules and were placed in this position because of the overriding need to protect people's safety. But London's mayor, Sadiq Khan, says police assured him the vigil would be managed sensitively. After meeting with police leaders, Khan said, "I am not satisfied with the explanation they have provided." Khan is calling for a full, independent investigation. The UK's Home Secretary is asking the force for a full report on what happened.
I think it's sad that something that could have been really beautiful and peaceful and respectful was allowed to turn into this violent kind of mess that didn't help anyone and was completely unnecessary.
I thought it was rather shocking. I don't think the police handled it at all well.
When they left, it became what it should have been all along. There was just such a lot of sadness and a desire to be here together.